here we are at hive number 1. We'll go ahead and smoke the entrance and see what we got going on. So we did go ahead and remove the apiary, and we did get rid of the beetle traps. So now what we want to do is take a look inside and see how everything's going. So first and foremost, I see that there is no feed in here. And as us in Florida, we're approaching the summertime, and the feed is going to start to become scarce. So we're going to take a look through these frames and see how our growth is going. So I'm seeing eggs inside these cells. That's always good to see. Lets me know that our queen is in here and active. And we got plenty of brood and some more fresh eggs. And then honey, brood, and eggs. So far so good. All right, I'm starting to see some pollen as well. And just keeping an eye out for my queen as I move through these frames. Although we've already seen signs that she is here. And I am seeing eggs on this one as well. Again, brood, eggs and larvae, honey, and pollen on this frame. No sign of any queen cells. Not seeing any beetles or beetle larvae. This one got some pollen on her legs. And then there's one hive beetle there, 2, 3. So nothing to be too concerned about, but we do know from the previous hive that we do have a beetle issue to keep an eye out for. So everything is looking good. On hive number 1, got about 6 frames going. And we didn't see a lot of honey stores. So what we want to do is get some feed on them. Did look like they were bringing in pollen. So what we'll do is we'll just add a gallon of our Pro Sweet. And again, we do have those floater bars in there to keep the bees from drowning. All right, and that is hive number 1. So we'll go ahead and smoke these girls down. Get this lid back on for them. Let them continue doing what they're doing. All right, so we got hive number 2 here, and we're going to go ahead and repeat the same process. Get a little smoke in the entrance, let them know we're coming. All right, this one, we're seeing quite a bit of hive beetles as we open this up. So this one, because we kept seeing a lot in here, we went ahead and left those beetle traps, and it looks like we forgot to remove the apiary from this one, so we'll go ahead and take care of that now. And then we can take a look at our traps, see how many beetles we've been catching. Right now there is quite a bit in there, and that's just one of them. We'll pull out this other one here. And again, you can tell how many beetles are getting caught in these. So this one definitely will leave these traps in and start working our way through the hive. And again, just one side to the other. So it looks like they got about 7 of these going, 7 frames, potentially working on that 8th frame. Now when we took that apiary out, we need to wait a couple weeks to let that air out. All right, this frame I'm seeing a lot of fresh eggs. That's good. Not spotting the queen, but again, signs that she's here. A nice full brood patch right there. So as they get kind of clustered on these top bars, I like to give them a little smoke just to drive them down, so that way I can work without smashing so many of them. So again, we got pollen, we got brood, a little bit of honey. This is all empty cells right here. But if you look down in there, we can see that there are eggs in there. So again, just something you want to keep an eye out for. And then some brood, honey, and then pollen. Here again, we got some brood, but in between, these are all filled with eggs. So that one looked good. Again, a little bit of smoke. Get them off that top bar. Brood and pollen, we're looking good. We got something here that could be potentially a queen cell, but we're just going to go ahead and destroy that. Doesn't look like there was any kind of larvae in there, so that's good. Could just be a practice run for the bees. So this one, full brood, looking good. Full brood on this side as well. So our queen is definitely putting in the work. I'm not seeing much in the way of honey, but that's why we're going to feed them. I'm seeing eggs, still no queen, but all the signs are there. We got a little blonde bee right here, newly hatched. So we are seeing some queen cells right here, remnants of them. Looks like they've been chewed through. So, all right, eggs, larvae, brood. It looks good. And last frame. Still working on this one. No eggs or anything in those cells. We got some brood. We do got some drone brood right here, which is kind of in a funky pattern because I got it on the sides. Something that could potentially be a queen cell, something there. So as of right now, our population looks good. We are seeing eggs, pollen, brood. So we do know that a queen is in there. We did see some chewed out queen cells, so maybe we missed them superseding. Or maybe the old queen got to them and destroyed them before they could hatch. So all possibilities. So again, smoke these ladies down so that way we can manipulate some frames without damaging too much of the population. And again, just extra careful because we still don't know where that queen was at. So we're going to get this feeder back in there. And again, we're going to add a gallon of Pro Sweet to this one as well to help out with that summertime dearth. And again, those floater bars to help those bees get out of there. So we definitely want to add our beetle traps back to this one. We definitely saw a lot of beetle activity. So we just don't want anything to happen to this one like hive number 3 over there when we lost it due to high beetles. I'm going to get those back in so we got a place to kind of corral them. And then now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and close it up. And now on to hive number 4. All right, hive number 4, and then in case you've been following along and you notice that we did go ahead and put our entrance reducers back in here on the smallest opening to kind of help them combat those hive beetle issues that we have been having. It doesn't seem like it worked very well for hive number 2, but they haven't took hold and they are kind of corralling them into those beetle traps, so just something to keep an eye out for. All right, so we're going to come over here, hive number 4, offer. Right off the bat, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hive beetles right off the lid. So go ahead and take the feeder out. Now this one's empty. So they look like they've kind of slowed down. Not a lot of activity on these 4 frames right here. So let's just get to the frames that have some activity. So right off the bat, I'm seeing capped honey a little bit. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eggs on this one. So not a whole heck of a lot. And the eggs, I don't know if we can get this on camera. See if we can get this on camera. So that way you can kind of see what I'm seeing. Right here, inside there, there's a cluster of about 5 eggs. But my first sight, they are not directly in the middle of that cell. They are kind of lopsided and kind of on the edge of the cell, which is not a good sign. But again, just something to be aware of as we're doing our hive inspection. No eggs on this side, a little bit of pollen, a little bit of nectar. All right, so I am seeing some eggs on this one. Larvae brood. So that's good news. And this side is purely eggs. So that's good. That settles a little bit. All of them are looking good. No queen, but the signs are there. First little batch on the first frame that we looked at was a little concerning. But as we got deeper into there, seeing some eggs along here, capped brood, a little bit of honey, some pollen. And again, capped, larvae, eggs, honey up here that they're working on. Don't see a queen. Some days she's a little harder to spot than others. And again, there's no rule on where this queen should be at. She could be anywhere in this box, including actually inside the box. So again, no queen here. I'm seeing brood. I'm seeing nectar, honey. Just a touch of pollen though. This one's not bringing in a whole heck of a lot of pollen. But this one did have quite a bit of hive beetles when we opened up that lid. So definitely something that we want to be cautious of when we are. And look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there is a lot of hive beetles in this one, just on this frame alone. And that could be cause for concern. We do have eggs, because those hive beetles could potentially, one, take hold and start destroying this comb, causing the bees to swarm, or the bees could just get kind of overran by hive beetles and population numbers and decide that they want someplace else to go. So this frame right here is definitely concerning, especially with just the number of hive beetles that we have just on this frame alone. So what I would like to do is potentially take this frame out and add another frame just so we can kind of get rid of those hive beetles without putting them back in. And I don't see the queen on this frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this frame off to the side. Just because if I were to shake it into there, I don't think that the hive beetles would shake right off into them. So I do have an empty frame here. I'm just going to replace that. So that way we can kind of get rid of all those hive beetles without shaking them back into the hive. And then right now, because the hive beetle population is a little high in this one, I do not want to introduce pollen, even though it does look like they may need some. So maybe what we'll consider is hanging a dry pollen feeder somewhere around here, so that way we don't have that directly in the hive, and the bees can actually go and forage for it. This time of year we are starting to get hot in Central Florida, so as that weather and the temperature starts to increase, just less available resources for the bees. So we're just doing the best that we can to give them the nutrition that they need. So again, just introducing a gallon of Pro Sweet. There's our floating bars popping up. And I think I might have an extra beetle trap out here that we can use. I'm going to shake these off right in front of the hive. That way they can kind of make their way back in. Set this over in my frame pile so we can scrape that and add that to our wax collection. All right, so we got our lid back on hive number 4. Now what we're going to do is we're going to head over to hive number 5, which I did go ahead and put in a mated queen in a cage, just to see if we can kind of give them a little jump start, because I know they were kind of lacking last time. So first things first, I'm not seeing a whole lot of activity outside this hive, which is concerning. But again, even from kind of the get-go, it was on the weaker side. So we'll pop this lid open. See how we're doing. So, good sign, no hive beetles right off the bat. Not seeing any eggs on that one. I am seeing a decent amount of population right there. But, okay, I am seeing eggs on this frame, but only a handful of them. And this is where we're really going to see. All right, we got eggs, we got larvae. So, will we save this? That I don't know. I don't see a queen right off the bat. No really eggs to speak of on this other side, but eggs and larvae on that side. Oh, there's our queen right there. She's big. She looks healthy. And looks like there are some eggs on this side. All right, so she is alive at least. And we are seeing some eggs, but not a whole lot of brood. So the rest of these are empty. So this one was struggling from the get-go. Really, it was kind of a light nuke. We did have a queen issue last inspection, that we found her on the bottom of the box and she was dead, or in the process of dying. So what we did is we took her out. I did get a queen from a local breeder. We inserted in there just so we can see if we can kind of get this hive back up and running. But as you can see, they're not pulling in the resources they need. So if this was a hive that we were going to do something about, and definitely feed, definitely pollen, to kind of get them jump started. But as of right now, because we're just kind of letting them do their own thing, we got about 3 active frames. One of them got its comb drawn out and just a handful of eggs, but for the most part, these 3 right here are doing okay. They're definitely trucking along. They're not making any kind of crazy progress, but they are still there. So, and they don't have hive beetles, so that's good. So right now they are doing their thing. So that concludes this month's Beekeeper Buzz Inside the Hive edition. Thanks for following along. We still got 6 more months to go, 7 more months to go. So hive number 1, 2, and 4, they're still going. Hive number 2 definitely has some hive beetles. Hive number 4 definitely has some hive beetles, but not quite as bad as hive number 2. Hive number 1, they're making progress, but we went ahead and added a gallon of feed to everything. We're not going to add any kind of pollen right now just because we are having a hive beetle issue. So we don't want to introduce more things into that hive that could cause the potential to invite more hive beetles or wax moths or anything like that inside. So what we're going to do is probably, we got some trees around us. We'll get us like a little bird feeder with like a roof on it, and then add some dry pollen substitute to that, hang it from a tree so that way the bees can actually go forage for it, and then bring it back into the hive versus us throwing a hive pollen patty inside these hives and then just creating a wonderland for the hive beetles. So thanks for following along, stay tuned, and we'll be back again next month.